Welcome everyone. Let's begin our lesson for today by going over the learning goals and success criteria. First, what are we learning? We're learning how to recognize coordinates in terms of x values and y values and how to plot points on the coordinate plane. How are we learning it? Through the coordinate plane part 3 notes and the coordinate plane part 3 assignment. When can we use this information? To determine the location of appliances, furniture, and walls when planning to remodel your house. How do we know we learned it? By getting a score of 4 on the coordinate plane part 3 assignment. Now let's take a look at our agenda for today. We will begin by going over our learning goals and success criteria. While we do that, you'll fill out your Get It Started. Once you've completed your Get It Started, we'll go over it together and answer any questions that you may have. After that, we'll do our weekly raffle. Then we'll get into the coordinate plane part 3 notes, and then I'll give you time to complete the coordinate plane part 3 assignment on IXL. Once you've completed the assignment, we'll go back over it together and answer any questions that you may have. At the end of class, we'll go back over our learning goals and success criteria while you fill out your Before You Go. Your only homework for tonight is to continue working on the linear equation study guide and any incomplete assignments that you may have. Let's take a look now at the coordinate plane part 3 notes. The notes begin with our learning goals and success criteria. Now let's take a look at axes. So within the coordinate plane, we should notice that there's these lines that break up the x and y's. The axes are the thick lines that break up the positive and negative values. So if we look here, we have our x's here that go this direction, and we have our positives on this side and our negatives on this side. And they're broken up by this line here that represents the negative y's and the positive y's. So they break up each other and create positives and negatives in each of these boxes. The x-axis is the one that goes side to side, and it's usually labeled, but sometimes it's not. This is the x-axis that goes side to side. The y-axis is the vertical axis, the one that goes up and down. This is the y-axis that goes here. From that, we form what we call quadrants. Quadrants are these boxes that are created from the axes. So this is a box, this is a box, this is a box, and this is a box. And we label them I through IV, or 1 through 4. So this is quadrant 1 right here. This is where we begin. And then we go counterclockwise this way around to create the other boxes. So this is quadrant 2, this is quadrant 3, and this is quadrant 4. Notice each quadrant represents positive or negative x values and positive or negative y values. So for instance, quadrant 1 represents positive x values and positive y values. Quadrant 2 represents negative x values and positive y values. Quadrant 3 represents negative x values and negative y values. And quadrant 4 represents positive x values and negative y values. Now, how do we plot points on the graph? Well, first of all, we're given ordered pairs. Ordered pairs are single components of a relation containing an x value and a y value. So what that means is we're given an x and a y. For instance, this is an ordered pair. -2, 3. So the way this works is my x goes first and then my y. If you have trouble remembering that, just remember that they go in alphabetical order. So x, then y. So my x is -2. So I'm going to go along the x-axis and find -2, which is here. And my y is 3. So I'm going to go along my y and go up to 3, right there. And I'm going to plot my point. That represents -2, 3. Then we have -4, -6. Well, -4 on my x-axis, so I'm going to go find -4 on the x's, right there. And then -6. So I'm going to go down and find -6, which is here, and plot that point. Then I have 5, 3. So x is 5, so I'm going to go and find where x is 5, which is here. And y is 3, so I'm going to go find 3, which is right there. And there's that point. And lastly, I have 1, negative 3. So x is 1, so I'm going to go find 1 on the x-axis, which is here, and negative 3 on the y-axis, which is here. And I plot that point, and now I have plotted all 4 of these ordered pairs. Now part of this is being able to plot the points, but the other part of it is being able to recognize the points once they're already graphed. So in this case, I'm given some points and asked to find where those ordered pairs are. So let's look at A, which is here. Well, I can see that my x value is 1, 2, 3, and my y value is down 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's x equals 3, y equals negative 4. So that would be my point for point A. Then I can do point B. Point B is right here. So I went to the right 1, 2, so x is 2. Y is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I would be at 2, 6. Then I find C. C is here. So that's negative 1, 2, 3, 4. And my Y is negative 1, 2. So C is negative 4, negative 2. Then I do D. D is right here. So that's negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And negative 1. So negative 5, negative 1. Then E. E is here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then negative 1, 2. So it would be 4, negative 2. Then F is here. So that's negative 1 and negative 1. And then G is here. So G is 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3, 5. And then H is here, which is negative 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 4, and 1, 2, 3. So negative 4, 3. And so that's how I can look at graphs of coordinates and be able to figure out what their ordered pairs are. There's a video here now that shows you how to check your coordinates in Desmos. You can watch that as well. Let's talk now about how to check our work using Desmos. So on this one, we're going to look at graphing coordinates. So we're going to go to desmos.com and we're going to click on where it says Graphing Calculator. And this gives us the opportunity to now plot points. So we're going to check coordinates and make sure that we did our assignment correctly. So let's say that one of the points was at 9, 2. So we're going to go ahead and put in parentheses 9, 2. And notice it graphed the point for me right there. If I want to add another one, let's call this 8, 4. Again, there's my next point. So I can plot as many points as I need to just in this is by using this format of parentheses and then the x coordinate, y coordinate, and then closing the parentheses. And I can graph any points that I want. So negative 2, negative 5 puts the point right there. So I can graph as many of these points as I need to, and Desmos will do it for me. So that's how you can let Desmos check your work for you. Let's talk now about how to access your assignments on IXL using SBLink. So what you'll do is you'll click on the link that takes you to your SBLink, which should look like this, and you're going to log in the same way you would log into your computer. So the first part for your username is going to be the first part of your email address without the @sbcusd.ca.us. So it should be your last name, first initial, middle initial, and then the last 4 of your student ID. Then for your password, it's the same password you use to log into your Chromebook. From there, you'll go ahead and click Sign In. And it should take you to a page that looks kind of like this. You're going to go find the link that says IXL, which is right here. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that link. And it should take me to the IXL login page. So it should look like this. At the top right corner, it should say welcome and then your name. If it does not say your name, then you're not logged in and you won't receive credit for your work. As long as this is good, you can go ahead and close that tab out, and then you can go to your Google Classroom, and then you'll go and find the activity, which is here, and I'm going to click on the IXL link right here, and this will take me to the assignment that I need to complete. So that's how you log into your assignments on IXL using SBLink. Let's take a look now at the coordinate plane part 3 assignment. Our assignment begins with our learning goals and success criteria. If we scroll down, there's a link here for SBLink. This will show you how to log in to access your This will allow you to log in and access your IXL account. After that, there's a link here for the IXL assignment. If you click on that link, it should look like this. So it tells me I'm going to graph the point -6, -7 on the coordinate plane. So remember, the first number is my x value, so I'm going to find -6 on the x coordinates right here. And my y value is -7, so I'm going to find -7 here. I'm going to go down 7, which is right there, and I'm going to click, and notice it plotted the point, and then I'm going to go here and hit submit. It tells me that I did a good job, and over here you can see your SMART score start to change. Your SMART score needs to be 80 to get a 4 on this assignment, so I'm going to keep answering questions until my SMART score gets to the score I want. If you miss a question, your SMART score will go down. That's okay, you just work it back up. So let's do the next one. It says 8, -2. So I'm going to go find 8 on the x-axis, which is here. And I'm going to find -2 on the y-axis, which is down 2, right there. So I plotted my point. I go ahead and hit submit. It tells me I did it correctly and sends me on to the next one. And again, my SMART score went up. So you'll keep doing this until you get the SMART score that you want. Once you're done, you'll go back to your Google form, click Next, and fill out your before you go. Once you've filled out your before you go ahead and submit your work on Google Classroom.